Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be updating you on some more current latest news. More things has updated since my last video. We're just going to talk a bit about transfer rumours. Now a player has been mentioned in the press, it's in a couple of media outlets. It's this 22-year-old Leon Goretzka from Schalke. Now he's 22. Apparently the press are reporting he's attracting interest from other teams. Apparently Manchester United are interested in the player. He is a midfielder. Arsenal are now interested in the player. Also to Arsenal, I think have joined the race, but I think the player is keen on either making the move to Barcelona or Bayern Munich, and Barcelona at heart of Livingston because they're looking for a long-term replacement for Iniesta, who's coming to an end of his deal with Barcelona, who's won numerous honours with Barcelona, as Iniesta has been at the club for several years now, but Barcelona are looking for a replacement for him. Also Bayern Munich, they didn't really spend a lot of money, in the window, so Bayern Munich are interested as well. And initially in May, he had agreed to join Bayern Munich, had the player. Schalke have reportedly, I think, offered him a 5-year deal worth about 10 million per season. But the player is coming to an end of his deal, and he would become a free transfer next summer. But he's a player that is very good. He was joint top scorer in 2017 in the 2017 Confederations Cup with Germany, and also amazingly enough, during his time with Schalke, the player, let's just see how long he's been at Schalke for. Germany's, I think he's been there about 4 years now with Schalke, but during his time with Schalke, he's won. Actually, this is a good stat. He's won possession more time. He's won more possession in third more times 226, I think, and this is actually more than any other Bundesliga player since August 2015. So that is a stat to update you guys very well. But apparently, Bayern Munich had agreed to deal with him in May, didn't materialise. It did say he'd agreed to join them, but I think he's keen on either the Barcelona move or the Bayern Munich move. And it also did say that Schalke are willing to offer him a 5-year deal, but he has attracted a lot of interest from other clubs, and quite a few teams interested him. He has been Werner Bochum, something like that, VfL Bochum, where he must have risen up the ranks from. At Schalke, he's made nearly a century appearances now for Schalke in the Bundesliga. He's made 94 appearances. He's scored 11 goals as this player, and he's also been in the Schalke reserve team, as we all know, as well. And he's earned about 10 caps for Germany as this player. But I'm just going to get a bit more information up about him because I've never really heard of the player. I might not even pronounce his bleeding name right. He did sign a contract with Bundesliga side Schalke in 2013, so he has been there now for 4 years. He did sign a 5-year professional contract with them until 30th of June 2018, but he is now coming to an end of his deal. They only paid, I think Schalke only paid 3 million, or I think it was £3 or £4 million for the player as well. But he does look a promising player, does this player, in 2015-16 he did score only 2 goals in 34 appearances, this player, but he's made, how many appearances has he made for Schalke? He has made, for Schalke at the moment, he has made 90 appearances for Schalke, all in all, I think. He's made 90 appearances for Schalke, he scored 10 goals, he scored 10 goals, I think this is just in the Bundesliga, I think it is, or is that in all competitions? So yeah, he's made 90 appearances. Yes, he scored 10 goals. He's made 90 appearances. He's scored. He scored 10 goals. I think that's just in the Bundesliga. Then you've got your cups and that. He's scored 2 goals in the cups. He's made 6 appearances in the cup and he scored 2 goals. He made 20 appearances in Continental. He scored 2 goals. And overall, he has made 116 appearances all in all. But in Bundesliga, with Schalke, he has made 90 appearances, scored 10 goals. But in all competitions, he has made 116 appearances and scored 14 goals in all competitions in all his career. His whole career, he has made 152 appearances and scored 20 goals. as well in the process. So it looks a very, very decent player, but he's attracted a few interest from teams. Did very well in Confederations Cup. You know, he actually got the silver boot in the Confederations Cup, plus got the bronze ball as well, did the player. So he does look a pretty decent player, guys, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But he's a player also, he can play, you know, he can play as a midfielder as well, but he's powerful from shots outside the area, you know, he's similar to Paul Scholes, you know, as well, you know, he's got his ability, he's got fantastic heading ability as well. He looks a very, very good player, to be quite honest with you. He's good at scoring headers, he's 6 feet, he's 6'2", his jumping ability is fantastic as well. You know, you know, his versatility is good. You know, he can play as a deployed as a defender midfielder. He can play as a left. He can play as a right winger as well. So he does look a promising player, does this player. But apparently, you know, Barcelona, we know look for long-term players for Iniesta. You know, they've got Ousmane Dembele there, who they bought. They've got quite a few players in the August window there looking for long-term players with Iniesta. Bayern Munich do want another couple of players in as well. Man United are reportedly interested in the player that, you know, as you said, he can play as fence, play as a left, play as a right winger, and he can play as a midfielder as well. So he does look a promising young age prospect, does this player. So he may want to maybe go and experience Spain, maybe go and experience the English Premier League. So we'll see. We'll see if anything else is updated. And yes, just to report on as well before I get into some more of the transfer news. Benzema, as it did report the other day, that Don Ballon, the Spanish publication, had actually reported that they may be keen to offload Benzema Real Madrid. I'm just going to charge my phone, guys, because it needs bleeding charging. And I'm going to take the laptop off charge, so wait there a minute. Wait there, you've got to be patient with me when I'm doing this. Charge, there we go. As I was saying, yes, about Benzema, down span on the Spanish publication reported they were keen to offload him for maybe £44 million. Benzema, who's been at Real Madrid for about 9 years or something like that now, and he was coming to an end of his deal in 2019, but it's just confirmed now that there won't be sanctioning Benzema because he has just agreed a 4-year deal now with Real Madrid. So too, I think Isco has also agreed a 5-year deal with Real Madrid. But we know Real Madrid are still looking for potentially another striker, and they've still got a few strikers on mind. You know, Benzema is very, very good. You know, I think he's made 3 starts this season, but he's yet to get his name on the score sheet. I think he made 29 appearances last season, scored 11 goals. Risen up the ranks fantastically well with Lyon. You know, won honours with Lyon. He's won honours with Real Madrid as well as Benzema. Reportedly, they were keen on maybe sanctioning him off to Arsenal, but I don't think there's any intention of moving because he's just now agreed a 4-year deal with Real Madrid as Benzema. And we know Real Madrid are actually still interested in Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez, who featured in their game against Doncaster yesterday. They're still interested in him, and it did confirm Florentino Perez has been in discussions with the representatives of Sanchez, and it said Real Madrid have been in discussions with Arsenal over this. As reportedly, Man United could still be interested in the player. Also to Chelsea could be. Manchester City, you know, heavily into him as they nearly got a deal wrapped up for him just before the they nearly got a deal wrapped up for him deadline day. Sanchez, you know, I think he will make the move. You know, he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal. And I think he still may go to Manchester City because after they were fantastic together at Barcelona, you know, he probably wants to reunite with Pep Guardiola Sanchez. Guardiola wants him to reunite with him as well. They were fantastic together at Barcelona with him and Sanchez, and he made a decision after the Confederations Cup, did Sanchez, that he did basically want to make the move. He turned down £300,000 a week from Arsenal. He was demanding £400,000 a week. But when Arsenal have not got Champions League football, you know, this is the first time in 2 decades that they haven't got Champions League football, Arsenal. And I just think that Sanchez wants to make the move. He just clarified he wants Champions League football. So Man United could still go for the play. He scored 24 goals last season. You know, he's been at Arsenal 4 years. He's risen up the ranks as well with underneath as well. Arsenal paid £35 million for him in 2013, but or 2014, and he's succeeded fantastically well. But Arsenal, he will not go cheap now, and he won't go expensive now. As the player's coming to an end of his deal, he's refusing to sign a new deal, and it comes to an end next summer. Next summer, if Arsenal decide to keep Arsenal decide to keep him till next summer, he would become a free transfer. But I think from Arsenal's perspective, that they need to have these January plans, to invest some money, get some more players into the team, So I think they'd rather Arsenal would rather raise some funds in January for Alexis Sanchez and look for alternative replacements, as I said. And there's been quite a few players on Arsenal's radar as a replacement for Alexis Sanchez. Maybe still Mesut Ozil could go, as I've reminded you on a couple of occasions. With Arsenal, we know in the August window their main priority target was Lemar. Arsenal had been in discussions with Monaco, but obviously Monaco were reluctant and resisted to offload Thomas Lemar due to the amount of money Monaco had raised in the window. They lost the majority of their best players in one transfer window. Arsenal in the region had 2 bids rejected. There'd been discussions. Arsenal then had classified it as dead. Even Liverpool, Man United had come into the equation for Lemar. Liverpool had come into the equation. They'd had 2 bids of 55 and 66 rejected. They were in the process, put another one in, didn't materialise. And then Arsenal had a 92 million bid accepted, but apparently the press were reporting that the player didn't want to make the move to Arsenal. He wanted to make the move to Liverpool instead. But he did say early on in the window, Lemar, he wanted to make the move to Arsenal. I think he's got 3 years on his deal left. Liverpool, it did confirm, had held discussions with Monaco, try to get a deal done for the player. His versatility is very, very good. Very, very good last season for Monaco as well. Very, very good for France. Can play anywhere in the middle, can play anywhere on the left. But I think Arsenal have other options now instead of maybe going for Lemar in this window. They're going for Lemar in this window, guys, as I said. But also other alternative Arsenal have had. I think they showed an interest in Lucas Moura from PSG as well. I think this season he's only made 1 start for PSG and he scored 1 goal. What did he make last season? I think last season... Can I remember what this player made? I know he scored 1. Yes, he scored 19 goals in all competitions last season, as Lucas Moura, and he provided 11 assists. A player that, since PSG, have invested a lot of money into their club. With Mbappe and Neymar were hitting form. And, it's going to be hard for Lucas Moura to get a first-team football, with PSG. It's going to be hard for him to get first-team football. The player that Man United and Inter Milan had been interested in back in 2012. PSG had confirmed the signing of him back in 2013 for £38 million. I think that was the most expensive signing then for the PSG for the player. But apparently Arsenal have showed an interest. He's skillful, he's good in the air, his versatility is very, very good. He's good in the air, as I said. He's quick, he's strong, he's agile as well. He's a creative player. But apparently he's been on Arsenal's radar as well, and he's won quite a few honours with Paris Saint-Germain as well as the player. And also too, there has been talks as well. What's the other one? With Raheem Sterling now. What's basically is reporting now, because we know in the August window, guys, that it was supposed to be, we know City, with Sterling, he's had a fantastic start to the season with Manchester City, as we all know. He's had a fantastic start, with Manchester City. He's been there now. I think this is his 3rd year in the process. He has nearly made, actually, he's not far away from making a century of appearances now for Manchester City in the league. He scored 68 goals all in all, and 68 appearances he's made, and scored 16 goals. And what he basically said, and he's earned 34 caps finger. But what it basically said was about Raheem Sterling that apparently Arsene Wenger was preparing, because he's been ruthless over Alexis Sanchez. He wasn't keen to offload the current player due to the confinement replace. But there were talks that City could offer money, plus City could offer money for Sanchez to get Sanchez, plus Sterling as well, and Arsenal pay a mate-way fee for Sterling. So it was going to be Sterling and Sanchez swap. Sterling goes to Arsenal, Sanchez goes to Manchester City, but it had come to a conclusion now City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Sterling in the window, and he's had a very, very impressive start. City paid £49 million for him back in Liverpool in 2015. But yeah, this is basically what being reported, and he risen up the ranks with Queen's Park Rangers as well. Did Raheem Sterling back in the day. But apparently now the City and Arsenal may reopen talks of a a swap deal between Sterling going to Arsenal, Sanchez going to Manchester City. So this could still potentially happen in January, as Arsenal I think are keen on Raheem Sterling as well. In the process of that, so that could still potentially happen as well. But as I was saying, for Manchester City, as I did say, he's made 68 appearances, he scored 16 goals. And all in all, for Manchester City, he has actually made, yes, he has now made a century appearances in all competitions, and he has bagged 24 goals as Raheem Sterling. And so far this season he's made 4 appearances and he's scored 3 goals, as I said. And at Liverpool, all in all with Liverpool, he made 129 appearances during his time with Liverpool and scored 23 goals as well. But he's won Golden Boy Award, he's won Premier League Player of the Month, he's won Liverpool Young Player of the Year before as Raheem Sterling, guys. So I do know a lot about him. He can play as a winger, he can play as an attacking mid, he can play as a striker. He's comfortable as a natural winner usually. That's where he adapts himself very, very well. He can play out wide. That's very, very good. His flexibility is good. He's got fantastic pace, fantastic dribbling skills. He's creative. He's good in the air, and just a very, very good player is Raheem Sterling. So that could still go. That could still possibility swap deal. Sanchez goes to City. Raheem Sterling goes to Arsenal. So that could still potentially happen in the process. But yeah, as I did update you the other day, there were also talks that what the press were reporting was that Real Madrid had a few targets. He said they showed an interest in also Harry Kane as well. Harry Kane, Tottenham have really, really struggled at Wembley so far this season. They haven't won a game at Wembley in the league. They did beat Barnsley only just by a goal to nil. And they did beat Borussia Dortmund 3-1, but they haven't won a game yet at Wembley in the Premier League. We know how consistent they've been for the last couple of years. They've got a fantastic squad of Tottenham. The way Pochettino's got them playing is being absolutely sublime from Tottenham's perspective. But I just can't see them offloading Harry Kane. Harry Kane's a quality player, now 80 goals, in the Premier League for Tottenham, scoring his 100th goal against Everton, and 103 goals now in all competitions now for the Harry Kane. And last season he's won the Golden Boot last couple of years, 30 appearances, 29 goals last season. Season before, 38 appearances, 25 goals for Harry Kane. Did struggle, in the Tottenham academy, while he was rising up the ranks. We know he's been at a few teams on loan. He's been at Norwich, he's been at Leyton Orient. Norwich he didn't score a goal. Leyton Orient, been at Leicester, and I think he's been at someone else as well. But he's probably voted as one of the best strikers in the Premier League now. He's Harry Kane, guys, if I'm going to be honest. Just I can't see Tottenham offloading him, and even if there was, he wouldn't come cheap. He'd be worth now at this day and age at least £100 million. Kane has played as a midfielder before as well for Tottenham. He's just a very, very good player, and he's one of them, and he's a very, very good, prolific goal scorers, Harry Kane. And it's a shame Tottenham in the last couple of years haven't won the league. They've come very, very close. Some at football, the players very, very good. The future there, Son, Harry Kane, and you know what I mean, guys. So we'll see what happens about that. So I do love to update you guys on transfer rumours, because everything does update in the press every single day about transfer rumours. Also, as I did update with Robert Lewandowski the other day, I've updated you on that. Robert Lewandowski, who actually, has been at Bayern Munich now 4 years. He's won honours with being voted top scorer before. A score bag full of goals, and he's very well proven and highly experienced. And he did this at Borussia Dortmund. Top scorer there. Was the second top scorer in the Champions League back in 2013 with Borussia Dortmund as well. Was Robert Lewandowski. Won honours with Borussia Dortmund, and he's made now a century of appearances for Bayern Munich, and he's contributed to 93 goals, 80 odd, and quite a few assists in there as well. And all in all, 154 appearances. scored 119 and assisted 30, which is very, very impressive. I think he's now age 29. He's got a deal with Bayern Munich in till 2021, but he just basically clarified, I don't know if he's got any intentions of leaving, but he was just basically criticising Bayern Munich's lack of investment in the current transfer window. This is what he was not satisfied about, Robert Lewandowski. He wasn't satisfied about this at all. But he is skillful, he is good in the air, he's agile, he's quick, he's good on the ball. Very good, prolific goal scorers, Robert Lewandowski. Apparently, City have been interested. I think he's been keen on making the move to Real Madrid. But I don't know what's going to be happening with Robert Lewandowski. You know, Bayern Munich may be keen to offload him. I'm not quite sure, but we will see what happens in the process of the Robert Lewandowski situation. As I did update, we also know that Barcelona, as I said, they're looking for long-term players for Iniesta. Manchester United, they've been interested in Herrera in the August window of Barcelona, but we know Herrera, has dramatically improved, under Jose Mourinho. He played yesterday in the game. This is his third game in all competitions now, in all season, in this season so far that Herrera's played in. 3 games he's played out of our first 8 or 7 this season. And yeah, he's dramatically improved under Jose Mourinho. But good thing is, we're going to get Barcelona out of his sides because Man United are in talks of securing Ander Herrera a new deal that has been at the club since 2014. So that is very, very good news as well. It still says in the process that Manchester United are in the process of securing Marian Fellaini a new deal, which is a fantastic news as well. He presumably agreed terms with Galatasaray. Did Fellaini didn't want to make the move. Jose Mourinho admires the player. He said he's a key member of the squad. 28 appearances last season, only scored 1 goal. But this season, so far, he's come off the bench twice and got his name on the score sheet twice as Marian Fellaini. So Jose Mourinho still admires the player. He said he's still an essential player for his team. Juventus would linked with him in the August window as well. I think the club are keen on just signing Fellaini a 1-year extension, but I think he'd want more than a 1-year extension. The player that we bought for 27.5 million back in 2013. So he has been at the club now for 5 years. Is it 5 years? I think this is his 5th season with the club, and he's aging up. Considering Fellaini, has won. He has yet to win the Premier League, Champions League with us. He's won the Europa League with us, League Cup, FA Cup, just like Marcus Rashford and Martial had. But obviously they're a lot younger than Marian Fellaini. So, Jose Mourinho admires the player. He's coming to an end of his deal, but I think they're going to wrap him up a new deal as well. It was also yesterday, as I did my review on the betting game, it was good to see Luke Shaw come on in the game and, to come on the second half, and make an impact, got an offside disallowed goal. It was a sublime pass, and I don't know if he was quite sure if it was offside. We know he's been injured now, but it's very, very good news that Luke Shaw has recovered from a full injury now for Manchester United, because it was his first game since I think April. Luke Shaw, so he has been out for a lot of time as Luke Shaw, but still an essential player. He did receive a lot of criticism off Mourinho last season, but I would still give him a chance considering he's still only on. And the good thing that Mourinho's done, he's got quite a lot of youth into the team as well, which is very, very good news. Got a lot of youth, bolstered his youth academy up, and highly experienced manager. And Jose Mourinho, we're getting a glimpse of the Fergie days now, and it's very, very good news as well. Rashford improving, Martial improving. Rashford 5 goals, 9 all competitions. First goal was sublime. Love, and the movement of Rashford and Martial, as I said yesterday, was absolutely sublime as well. The first goal, Carrick passes the ball, Lingard, what a lovely little touch that was to find Rashford, and Rashford finishes it fantastically well. And, I thought Mata put a fantastic shift in as well, because he's playing on the right-hand side this season a lot, as I said. He did well, nutmeg the defender, also hit the post, also had another opportunity as well, did Mata. So I thought Mata was fantastic when he was on the pitch. Martial was fantastic. Martial had an overhead kick chance that I should have scored from. In the second half, Martial had a couple of other opportunities, He had one when he showed nice footwork, got past the defence easily, side-footed, and it was a world-class save from the Burton keeper. It was a world-class save from the keeper. Also, And Martial, getting his name on the score sheet, also getting a lovely assist, showed lovely footwork again, to find Lingard. Bit of a lucky goal, to be honest. He did get a deflection, but that had put the game to bed. I thought Lingard was a flourish of our attack as well. I thought Lingard played fantastic as well. But Rashford, now growing, developing his game, 2 goals, in the game. Rashford performed fantastically well. So for me, he's been voted man of the match, as I said. Lindelof did okay, apart from one defensive error. I was disappointed we did concede that goal at the end, if I am going to be quite honest with you guys, but never mind. Also, Martial had another chance in the game. Lingard had played the ball. Martial had received it, had a shot from a acute angle, just went wide. But also, I'd love that goal from Rashford, when Blind got that assist. Square pass to Rashford, turns and shoots 25 yards, comes off the post and goes in. And it's just absolutely, for a 19-year-old to experience this facility, is absolutely fantastic. And, he's made a massive impact in Manchester United's first team since he has risen up the ranks dramatically. Well, good news, we've got Ibra coming back soon. Rojo, obviously, we know, still injured. Pogba's still injured, but there's some press saying about Pogba that he could be out for 12 weeks. I hope not, because Pogba's obviously one of our most creative and essential midfielders, and he's scored a couple of goals this season, as well as Paul Pogba provided a few assists, as he did last season. He scored about 7 goals, but he'd come off in the Basel match injured at Paul Pogba. He was captain in that game, but he'd given it to Ashley Young after he come off Paul Pogba. But I think it is more severe than we originally thought about Paul Pogba. Mourinho wasn't satisfied with him ignoring the medical staff, going against the club's advice, and he did confirm being privately training with a personal trainer after he'd confirmed he had suffered an injury. Paul Pogba, he was injured last season, Paul Pogba. I think it was a similar injury, but he'd only missed 3 games in the process. The ex-Juventus player who's made an impact since he's come to United. We paid £89 million for him. We also had him before as well, didn't we? So it is a shame to lose him in the midfield, but I still think there's other options, that can fulfill Pogba's spot, in the midfield. We've still got Herrera, Fellaini, got a Herrera, Fellaini, we've still got Matic there, possible. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the Pogba. Jose Mourinho said he doesn't know if it's 12 days or 12 weeks. I think he's currently dispelled the myth that he could be unavailable for 12 weeks. But I don't think the club have yet fully announced how long he could be out for. But Jose Mourinho has totally disregarded the myth of what's been said in the press that he could be out for up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months. He could miss at least 5 Premier League games, 5 Champions League games, what the press were reporting. But I hope this is not true, and I hope he does make a recovery as soon as possible as Paul Pogba. But these still, in January, we still need that winger. We get that winger that winger. It'll be absolutely sublime. Once we get that winner, it will be absolutely perfection. Once we get that winner, and that's basically what we need. But the team looks absolutely fantastic at the moment. Considering the people say, we haven't played anyone yet. We haven't played really any of the big boys, but it's going to be a good game when Man United versus City. Man United versus Arsenal, Man United versus Chelsea. It's going to be very, very interesting with us. Man United and City are both on form at the moment. You've got Aguero and Jesus on form for Manchester City. That's scoring goals for fun. Sané as well. And for us, you've got, Lukaku's performing well this season. I think he's scored 5 goals in all competitions, or is it 6? You've got Rashford, who's in form. But yeah, I think it's going to be between Man United and City this season. Chelsea is still doing pretty well. I think it's going to be Chelsea, City or United that are going to take it this season. But for me, it's going to be either City or United. I want that Premier League trophy. We haven't had it since 2013 in the process. So we'll see what happens. Well, anyway, the main part of this video is about Leon. The Schalke player, I can't pronounce his name, but he is 22 years of age. He is a youngster, as I was saying. Barcelona and Bayern Munich are interested. I think he does want to make the move to either Germany or Spain, even though Premier League clubs are interested in the player. As I said, I think Schalke have offered him a 5-year deal. He initially did say he'd agreed to join Bayern Munich back in May, the player, and he's coming to an end of his deal, so he would become a free transfer next summer. He's been at Schalke since 2013, so he has been at Schalke for 4 years as this player. He's a midfielder, can play as a left, can play as a winger as well, so his versatility is very, very good. Also, as joint top scorer, as I said, in the Confederations Cup, so his performances in the Confederations Cup with Germany was impressive as well. And as I did say, this stat is dramatically, what I've just said about the stat. He won more possession, third more times, 226 times than any other player in Bundesliga in the last few years as a player. So he looks a player that's got good passing ability. He can drive forward, he can create in the midfield. So he does look a promising young player. But apparently Arsenal and Man United are also interested in this player as well. So anyway, guys, that's everything today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. As I did say, if you do consider subscribing, as I said, press it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.